Governor Babajide Sanwo-Olu of Lagos State is currently drawing the curtain on his first 4 years in office. He's also campaigning to be given a chance to serve the people of Lagos for another 4 years. Now, the high points of his time in office thus far have been captured in film, will be showcased in a photo exhibition titled Sellable. This event is scheduled to run between November 21st through the 24th here in Lagos. For a bit more on that, we're now being joined by the man behind it all, Adedayo, a career photographer, and of course a documentary photographer, if I may add. It's good to have you with us, Dayo.
Oh, hi, good afternoon, thank you.
All right, so why embark on this photo exhibition celebrating honor of Governor Sanwo-Olu? What is at stake here?
Sellable is all about what the governor has been able to achieve in 3 years, because we have to try to minus COVID, because the world was shut down for a year. And what he has been able to do is quite amazing. And because I'm a documentary photographer, what I try to do is to put pictures, because pictures doesn't lie. And instead of writing so many things, you know, a picture is worth 1,000 words. It's just for people to see that, hey, here is someone that was able to manage to build a rail line that is going to start functioning in 2 years. I mean, to build a rail line within 2 years that will start functioning very soon, that will be taking about 1 million people off the road. So what we are looking at is less traffic on the road. That's on the rail line. Number two, he has been able to achieve 113 kilometers of 87 roads, even though he has awarded 240 contracts of roads. Then in terms of water transportation, 15 jetties built, all are going to be commissioned very soon. And in the last 1 year, they've been able to take about 500,000 people with the jetties, even though it's yet to be commissioned. 15 high-capacity boats bought as well, one barge to carry vehicles from one end to the other, and several other things. And for the first time in a long time, they're building a 1,500 psychiatric hospital in Epe. It's under construction. Hopefully, after people have seen what I've done on him, they'll be able to vote for him second time. So certainly during the second time period, that is going to be commissioned as well. I mean, we are having cases of suicide all over the country at the moment. It's prevalent now. So one way or the other, I believe the hospital will be there to take care of people mental state and stuff like that.
Interesting.
Yeah, very commendable. Of course, pictures say a lot. You did say that they say 1,000 words, but why photography? First of all, your interest going into photography, and then second of all, what impact do you hope to have with this photo series?
Why photography for me is the best profession in the world. I've got to see things that people will have to pay for to see. I mean, for example, when you're talking of Nigeria, the most beautiful state in Nigeria is Plateau State.
Thank you.
You know, I mean, my first time ever in Plateau State was in 2005 when I got to Riyom. That was, before getting to Riyom, I was in Asop Falls, down before going up, and I got to Riyom and I was just jumping up and down. The plains, the wind blowing, the grass all over, as far as the eye could see, is so beautiful, the temperature. And I was wondering, what's the problem with Nigeria? Why are we not selling ourselves? You know, those are the things. And before I even went into the interland with the then Commissioner for Information, Yakubu Dati, you know, I was in Plateau State for about 3 months, and I had the best of time. That is photography. Why Sellable? Sellable is just to show the people, because most times, most of us are busy with our daily chores. We don't have time to do things, I mean, to go out and see things for ourselves. And in most cases, the three of us seated here today, we hardly use public service. It's for us to know what has been able to done. I mean, what he has been able to achieve within the last 3 years of his administration. And voting for him the second time is going to do more. That is all it's all about. And there is a book as well, because when you come for the exhibition, you only see in your memory. So there is a book I produced for the exhibition as well. So all the pictures in the exhibition and more are also in the book.
Now, for every democratic dispensation, there's always dissenting and opposing views. There are residents in Lagos who feel that the current helmsman, Mr. Sanwo-Olu, could have done better in his present tenure. How do you hope to allay people's expectations with this photo shoot? Because let's face it, yes, you've rolled out the achievements here and there, you've documented it through pictures, but there will be people who still feel it could have done more.
I have no doubt in my mind. My mom used to tell me in those days, in the midst of 10 people, everybody say you're okay, something is wrong with you. If 9 people said you are not okay, that something is right. And because we practice democracy, not everybody will believe in what you are doing. Even in a family, some people say, no, I don't like dad, I like mom. That doesn't stop you from being daddy to everybody. But what I will say is there is more in the offing. In the health sector, is trying to build the largest children's hospital in Africa, which is under construction at the moment. I mean, and what we have to realize is there is a global downturn. Global, not just in Nigeria, so there is no money. So it's at the helm of affairs when there is shortage of money in the country. So for me, they should know very well, he's a gentleman that what Yoruba people call Omoluabi. No iota of bitterness, no grain of bitterness inside him. And to add to that, when he came in, what he did was to finish all the projects of his predecessors. Someone could have come in and just abandoned it and say, I want to do my own. But the first thing he did was to finish all those before he started doing his own. And what have you got out of that? You've got 3 major roads. One, Eleko Junction to Ekpe, concrete, nearly done. You have the regional road from Lekki Express joining Freedom Way, and the Ojota to Okpebi. Instead of you going to Maryland to make a U-turn, you just make your way from Ojota, boom, you are in Okpebi, and the road is being done all over again. So for me, there is a lot to be done. There is more to be done because government is continuum, and you can never be 100% perfect. But the citizens should just be aware that he's on top of his game, and he's going to do far, far much better in the second time he voted for.
All right. Well, it seems that, it's election season. Obviously, it's a campaign. This goes hand in hand in order to boost the chances for a re-election. Do you foresee other governments or other states adopting this photo series documentation of the achievements of their particular governors in order to boost their campaigns? Is this something that's already being done, or is this concept you all just came up with?
No, I'm doing it for another state. I will not mention because there is nothing as good as documentary evidence.
Right.
You know, a picture taken today is just a picture. Tomorrow is no longer a picture. It's now a document that can be used in court. You know, to say, oh, it was taken at so time, so date, to prosecute a case.
Yeah.
So for me, we need to document everything we do in this country, and it's one of the things that we lack. We don't know where we are coming from. So most of the younger generation of today do not even know what the country looks like some years back. They think it has always been like this. But with a program like this, people will say, okay, you've been able to build 3,552 units of houses, 16 housing projects in 3 years. That is massive. And I can gladly sit down there and say, people talk about Jack on Day. Jack on the record is gone forever. So whoever is coming after Sanwo-Olu will have to do more. And that is what life should be. Our prayer is for our children to be better than us. If you're still referring to say, oh, it's Sonia Ade, it's Ebenezer Obey that can sing, we will not have Davido, we will not have Wizkid, we're not going to have Burna Boy. And Sanwo-Olu is a new kid on the block. And my prayer for him is for him to even do much more better in the second term, so that the stake will be higher, and whoever is coming behind, we know that, I have to do more.
All right. You know, sometimes when you observe the American presidential contingencies, you have all these photographers running around and taking pictures and documenting everything that goes with it. But I'm sure a whole lot of people must have been wondering, what is in it for you as a documentary photographer? Were you contracted, to do this, or it's a passion, that goes hand in hand? You've just quoted, some of these figures, as it were, in terms of achievements. But what's in it for you personally?
What is in it for me is not money. Luckily, it hasn't given me one kobo. Neither has the state given me 1 penny. I gather friends together, which their names are in the books, and they are the sponsors, with some organizations that I approached as well. Unfortunately, what I thought initially didn't happen in terms of finances. So I have to spend my money. But what is the need for me is a record. I can tell you gladly that I have over 4 million images of Nigeria in my archives. And nobody, since the creation of Nigeria in 1914, has so much so in their archives. And nobody has given me a penny to do all those things. It's the love I have for my country and for the generations yet unborn. I mean, if I make anything out of it tomorrow, because I'm not making money today, just like Michael Jackson. Michael Jackson is making more money today than when he was alive. So I believe my children, my grandchildren are going to benefit with what I'm doing today. That is the
all
way
right.
I work.
On that note, Dayo, Adedayo, documentary photographer, would like to thank you very much for joining us on the show. It's good to have you.
Oh, thank you. Thank you for having me. Yeah,
All right.
Thank you.